That's why I always keep these at all times, because they always watching, man. Like you might be out here, you hustling, you doing your thing, you out here slanging, out here trapping. That's what they call it, You out here trapping, you doing your thing, and you like, man, I got these damn alphabet boys watching me. You ain't seen no alphabet boys until you start to experience, some of the things that I've experienced in dealing with this occult and being in this occult movement. You ain't seen nothing yet. You think like some alphabet boys watching you and all of this because you're trapping. I'm not saying that they not, but let you start getting into spiritual work and let you start, learning how to manifest things from just your mind with just this. No medium, no third party, just strictly you yourself and your mind and your own creativity and manifesting things with your own hands and your own body. That's when you really become a threat. That's when they really gonna be scared of you. I'm not saying that it doesn't take a lot of mental power to do, what you may be doing out there in the streets, and I'm not saying it doesn't take wit, because it definitely does. However, that's still controlled at the end of the day, because at the end of the day, anytime you are relying on outside forces for your abundance, you are up under control. If you say, for instance, you're out here trapping or whatever, you relying on the boat to come in that brings your goodies, like whatever they are. Your I don't want to use the term because I'm not trying to like get into using a lot of street terms in this particular video because I don't want the alphabet boys to get hit to our lingo. But you waiting on your stuff. Just put it that way. You waiting on your stuff so you can go out and do your thing. And they might just decide that they gonna go ahead and bust that ship. Go ahead and take that ship out. So it's like, then what you gonna do? Then what are you gonna rely on? Like what if your connect gets caught up into something? Then what are you gonna do? Because you're still relying on outside sources, and that even goes for people that may be into business. Like you may be into, say for instance, you may own a store or something like that, and what would happen if you couldn't get your shipment in for you may own a grocery store? What would happen if you couldn't get your groceries in and your shipment in? It's like, then what would you do? And that's why spiritual work is so important, and knowing about your spiritual self in relationship to activating your creativity. That's why that's so important, because that's something that really never runs out, and it's something that they can't stop. Only you can stop it. However, there is something that they can do, and that's what I'm going to get into today, to kind of slow you down or to put you on ice. When you get into this creative work and manifesting strictly from your creativity, there are tactics that even higher beings can use to stop you. Now, a couple of videos back, I told you guys to write down your affirmations, for the moon ritual. Today is the new moon. Happy new moon to you guys. And I'm sure a lot of you wrote down everything. Well, guess what? That's a gift and a curse. That's right, that's a gift and a curse. Writing things out, especially typing things out, this is a gift and a curse, because now you just alerted. Not only, I ain't just talking about like agents, like agents that work for the government and all that, but spiritual entities and spiritual agents that may be negative, that feed off of your creativity. You just alerted them to what you want to do and what you want to manifest. And you may be thinking, but Brother Ron, you told me to write these things down, and now you're sitting up here saying that I shouldn't have wrote them down. Like, which one is it? Like, you're switching it up, you're changing it up. I had to get you. What I had to do is first get you to start writing, because it's better that you write and have a plan that's written down versus just having nothing at all and just be floating around in la la land. So before watching that video, you may not have had a plan to do anything today for the new moon. You probably didn't even know it was the new moon. So you probably was just, gonna run your life the way that you normally run your life. But now we've got you involved in this project. Now we've activated you to try to change up your life and try to shift things. And I do these things because if your life changes and you change things in your life, guess what? My life is going to change. Because not only because I helped you with the ritual, but because we are all connected. Anybody that's watching this channel, you are connected to me. It's a reason why you're watching this channel. It's a reason why you're watching these videos. You may be watching it for one reason, just because you think you're bored, but it's a higher reason why you're watching this. And if you get anything from what I do and it works for you, or even if it doesn't, it's going to benefit all of us, and we're going to move up. But there is going to be a group of entities that want to stop you from moving up, and these entities are called the reptilian shapeshifters. So you gotta fool their asses, man. You gotta fool the reptilian shapeshifters, because they always watching. They watching you with that evil eye, and they waiting for you to slip up, and they looking at your harmonics, and they're looking at your vibration, trying to figure out a way to infiltrate your creative cipher and your sphere. They're gonna come first. They'll try to come inside of people that are close to you. Once that stops working, then they're going to try to come inside of you directly. They're going to try to hijack your body. That's how these reptilian shapeshifters work. And it's not about right or wrong. It's not saying that they're demons or anything like that, and looking at them like what they're doing is evil, because everything in this universe serves a purpose. Everything. There are some entities that are leeches. They're psychic leeches, and they feed off of people. And these leeches can begin to possess people around you. And they can begin to feed off of people, or begin to feed off of you. Like, say for instance, you may have a close relative, or a parent or a child or something like that, and they can get infected by a leech and begin to leech off of you and feed off of you, because of some outside entity may have took control and possession over them. And this is all for purposes of keeping the creative juices limited within your cipher, because they know creativity spreads. If you start to exercise your creativity, that gives other people ideas. They may see what you're doing and may want to follow suit. And if enough people start to become creative, this is going into thinking outside of the box. This is real, true genius. You see, genius is about exercising your creativity. It's not about being smart and knowing a lot of things, but it's about how you display what you know. This is creativity. Versus what most of us get in the educational system. This is just programming. This is teaching you how to do something that somebody else did before you. This is programming. Creativity is basically doing something your way and putting your stamp on it, putting your copyright on it. And there are entities that want to stop you from doing that. So you've written out your moon goals, right? You got them all written out, maybe 10 of them, like I told you. And for those of you that may be watching this video that didn't see the video, it's a couple of videos back I did on new moon manifestations. The video is called New Moon. It's called Your New Moon Golds, or Gold. And that's the name of the video. But what you have to remember is that there are entities that are going to hack into your goals because you've written them down. And I'm not just saying somebody coming into your room and reading a piece of paper and then like, okay, I'm going to stop this person from manifesting this. I'm speaking of entities that aren't even physical, that are watching you. And because anytime you write something down, you've now opened this up to become victim of hijack, to become a victim of thievery. So basically somebody's going to try to take your ideas or stop you from getting to your goals that you have wrote down. And what they're going to do is that they're going to begin to offer you a fool's gold, a sense of fool's gold. Because I said that your goals, this is your gold. But what the shapeshifters are going to do, these reptilian shapeshifters, they're going to offer you fool's gold. And this really goes down. I know a lot of you may have read the book called The Reptilian Agenda by David Icke, and I suggest you, if you haven't, I suggest you check out that book, because he speaks about the reptilian shapeshifters in that book. Very vividly, he speaks about how most of the reptilian shapeshifters, they feed off of people's energy. And when they feed off people's energy, they can begin to shift and they can begin to change form. But he failed to mention that the real life science of what they're doing. And this is what I'm going to go into in this particular episode. See, they prey on people by means of sex. They could be like an incubus or a succubus, which is someone that feeds off people's energy through sexual means and things of that nature. See, they target people by means of sex and stuff like that so that they can record your patterns. So when I say they target people through sex, what they do is that they can take on someone else's body that you are having sex with and have sex with you through somebody else, and then take down a log so that they can learn your patterns. learn your habits, learn your strengths, and learn your weaknesses. Because when you have sex with someone, this opens you up to strengths and weaknesses, and they're watching that. They're watching that. And if you're a really highly creative person, this is why like a lot of powerful teachers and powerful men and women get targeted by means of sex before the sabotage comes. First, they're going to send someone to have sex with you, to get a feel for who you are and things of that nature. Then the sabotage comes after that, once they figured you out and calculated you. So the same thing goes, these particular reptilian shapeshifters, they can work through when you start to write down your goals and things that you want to manifest, they can come through those particular goals. Or they can come through those goals because you've written them down and offer you false representations of what you've just written down to throw you off. False representations, that's right. So say for instance you said you had a goal that you were going to save $50 a day. And this is real what I'm saying. This can really happen. You said you were going to save $50 a day, and I used that example in the last video. What they can do is that they can come into that particular goal and offer you, say for instance, they may offer you a different business opportunity, something that you may have to, say for instance, quit your job to do. But you just said that you was going to save $50 a day. That was your goal. You didn't say anything about you was looking for another job or anything like that, but they may say, look, I can, like they may try to come in the name of a business opportunity. Like as soon as you wrote down your goal, someone may came knocking at your door like, I got a business opportunity for you. And this may require you to quit your job or to lose focus on what you were already doing and go in a different direction. And you may go ahead and quit your job. And then you may quit your job and then look up by next month and not only to not have the business opportunity that this person just offered you because it may not have been what you thought it was going to be, but then on top of that, you don't have the money saved up that you said you don't have your $50 a day saved up because you've just been distracted. That's essentially what I'm talking about. They will distract you. That's why you need these. That's why you need crystals. This is an amethyst crystal. That's why you need stuff like this so that you are not distracted. Because as soon as you say that you're going to do something, there's going to be, everything has an equal opposite effect. There's going to be an adverse effect that's going to come in to try to distract you. But what I'm trying to get you to see is that these adverse effects, from my research and experiences in life, are not random. They're not just, what I'm saying is that they're not just like laws that are unimaginable or just programs into the universe. No, these are entities that take on, like when they say that everything has an equal opposite effect type of thing, there's an opposite entity that may be similar to you and have a similar nature to you, but that's going to oppose you, like an adversary. This is where they get the God and devil type of thing from. So there's going to be a quote unquote devil that's going to try to tempt you to not fulfill your goal. This is a part of setting goals. See, this is what they don't tell people. So when they teach people about manifesting things, and they say if you just be positive, you can manifest anything you want as long as you're positive. What they're not going to tell you is that the moment that you start becoming positive and trying to think positive and do positive things, guess what? There's going to be a negative entity that's going to come in, that's going to match the vibration of your positivity, but it's going to be opposite of that vibration. They're going to come in and try to get you to be negative. You may say, I'm going to go 30 days without arguing. There's going to be a negative entity that's going to come in and try to make you argue with someone, try to make you upset with someone. So whatever your goals were, there's going to be an opposite entity that comes in to try to stop you. What I'm trying to get you to see is that don't get caught up on the mask or the person that may be distracting you. Because the person that is distracting you is not probably doing it on purpose. They're just playing a role. That's what I'm trying to get you to see. And what they don't realize is that they may be up under possession of an entity, of what's called a reptilian shapeshifter. That's why they're called shapeshifters, because they can take on different people's forms. But these are entities that exist in the fourth dimension, and you cannot see them, but they are always watching you, always looking for a way in so that they can hijack your being, because they need your being to experience. They're in a realm, these shapeshifters are in a realm to where they can't experience 3D situations directly because they are not in 3D bodies. So they need to come into your body, which is of course a third dimensional material body, to experience. And that's why a lot of people don't have success in getting material things, because they don't want to factor in the negative non-material realm and how it still has an effect over this particular realm. So say for instance, you may feel like you're cursed. Some people feel like they're cursed, right? And you're like, I'm cursed ever since, and cursed in what area just depends. You may feel like you're cursed when it comes to material things. Some people may feel like they're cursed when it comes to attracting the opposite sex or attracting a mate or whatever the case may be, but you may feel like you're just cursed in some area. What you fail to realize is that this is an entity that is took possession over your, has hijacked your cipher, and is living off of your depression or living off of your sadness. These are reverse effects of creativity. People become depressed because they are not creating. They are stagnant. Creativity is linked into what's called motion or movement. The planets are creative and are always creating situations for us because they are always moving. So what you have to remember is that you as a being are responsible for your own happiness, and also you're responsible for protecting yourself from these entities that you feel like may have cursed you and things of that nature. And then you go and spend thousands of dollars with a shaman or a root worker because you're like, I just don't know how to get out of this. I don't know how to get out of this situation. I don't know what to do. You have been predicted. See, what's happening is the reptilian shapeshifters, that's how I started out talking about, and that's how I started this video. What I was expressing in the beginning of this video is that the reptilian shapeshifters, they are always watching you. They're the real alphabet boys. Like, you think the alphabet boys is like FBI, CIA, and all that. These are the real alphabet boys. They're watching every letter that you write down. They're watching the name, and your very name, and the letters that you use to spell your name. They're watching your age, and they're using everything that you do in a material realm, everything about you on a material level. They're going to come into that by means of the occult to hijack your realm and hijack your cipher. So if you feel like you cursed or you stuck in life or you can't get things accomplished, you may have to change your name. I mean, you got to basically be unpredictable, essentially is what it is. You have to be a moving target, and when you're a moving target, you can't even move in the same direction all the time. You got to be like moving in a Z, like zigzag zig. So you got to move in a Z. A Z has no pattern. It's like first it's going horizontal, then it goes diagonal, then it goes back horizontal. Then you may have to go down vertical. I mean, you have to basically, what I'm saying is that you have to be unpredictable when it comes to manifesting your moon goals. And you, at the same time, you have to remember what you set out and the goals and the plans that you wrote down on this piece of paper. You have to remember these things. And you have to basically recite them to memory. Like me, I didn't write down my goals. I didn't tell you guys to do that, but I have 10 goals in my mind, but I didn't write them down on paper. Why? And I may have spoke about 2 of them to a particular individual, but I didn't speak about all of them either. Because anytime you say something, that's sending out an energy, and there's going to be an opposing effect to stop you from trying to do whatever it is that you say. Say, for instance, you may go to school on time every day and get there on time every day, but you don't really think anything of it. But then you may embark on a test, and the teacher is going to say, whoever can come to class on time this week, 5 times this week, I'm going to give them a prize. And then as soon as the teacher say that, now you focused on it, right? So you say, okay, I'm already coming to school on time, so I want to make sure I keep coming to school on time. Then guess what? As soon as you wake up that next morning, it seems like stuff is blocking you from coming to school on time. But before you had this goal, nothing was stopping you, right? That's the reptilian shapeshifters. That's an intelligent force that's here to stop you from achieving your abundance and your success. The only way to get out of that type of situation is you have to change things around you. And I want to talk more about this, but my time is limited right now, because what I'm going to do on a couple episodes from now is that I want to get more into helping you to break curses and ancestral curses, because this came up as I was speaking about this topic. This particular video is just about the goals that you set for yourself and how to avoid the reptilian shapeshifters, or the real true occult alphabet boys is what I call them. the beyond the men in black. These are the occult alphabet boys that exist in another realm that you can't see. How to get them out of your life. They have hijacked your life, and that's why your life is set up a certain way. And as soon as you say you about to change and do something, they're going to come in and start sending you false illusions, they're shapeshifters, false gold, fool's gold. Stuff that looks like that similar to your goal, but it's not. It's going to be very similar, but it's not. Like you may have wished for, I'll use this for an example that I shut down. You may have wished for a new female to come into your life, and you know, you're like, I'm lonely and I want like a new woman, you know, to come into my life so I can get better or whatever. And you may have listed attributes and things that you want to see in this female, this particular female. And you may meet someone that fits kind of to the criteria, but it's not exactly what you were looking for. So you could just give up and say, well, this is the person, and maybe they just came in that way. Or this could be the reptilian shapeshifter sending you the illusion that this is the one for you, and then you stop searching now and then get with this person, and then later on it doesn't work. You have to stick to whatever you say you're going to do. Stick to it. You will eventually get it. You have to believe in what you set out to do and what you said, and you have to stay the course based upon whatever you said you were going to do. Now you can move in different directions, and like I said, you got to be unpredictable. So you don't have to go about getting it, whatever the goal is, the same way every day. Like say for instance, if you want to go on a trip or whatever, or you said you were going to go out of town or whatever, and things of that nature. You don't have to go about planning the trip every day. You may plan the trip one day with a travel agent and call them up. Prices may be too high, and you're like, "Dang, I can't go out of town. I said I wanted this for a goal, but I didn't realize it was going to be that high." Well, try Expedia, try a different venue, try getting on Craigslist, try a different way. Because, like I said, what's going to happen is that there's going to be entities that try to stop you and make you think you can't manifest this. They may use money and say it's too much. See, the trick was too much for you, so now you can't manifest it, bro. So you might as well, you hear that voice in your head talking to you, like you might as well just forget it and just try to do it next time. That guy on YouTube don't know what he's talking about, Ram Hotep or whatever. Like just go back to what you were doing or whatever. You can't manifest this right now. It's not in your means to do it. That's the shapeshifter. They in your life. They in your cipher. They have hijacked your mind. And the only way to get them out is to fool. You got to trick them. You got to do things to make them, even sometime if it gets really deep, and I can't talk a lot about this because my time is ran out, but if it gets really deep, you may have to make them think you doing one thing physically, but then you really doing something else. You have to become a magician. You have to become an illusionist. You have to master the art of illusion. So you may look like you're doing this, but then you're really doing that. The best way to hide something from these people is to hide it in plain sight. They use the occult to deceive you and trick you, and it's up to you to use the occult to get yourself out of the situation. I'm going to go ahead and shut down for this particular episode. I will be coming out with more of this type of information when Spirit leads me to do so. But I wanted to put this out. I thank you guys for listening, and I thank you guys for watching. I'm going to go ahead and shut this video down. Until my next, I'm out.